Can you hear me
Can you
now?
hear me now?
I can hear you.
Come.
All right. I'm going to go live on the club deck too as well. So we live on club deck too.
Come.
Um, Replays are on, clips are on. Okay, got everything on. So
Hold on, give me a second, brother.
all right, no problem. About to get started. So Shabbat Shalom to everyone that's listening or going to listen to this class later on. The class is entitled "Brother Josh is afraid to debate me because he knows he's going to lose." Facts. It's as simple as that. I mean, I'm going to read the response that he responded to Brother Gabar. Um, I accepted his challenge. I asked him to let's do it, and then he talking real reckless, really. So I'm going to address um, I'm going to address everything that he said, and I'm going to finish addressing his class. I'll probably do a little bit tonight and do the rest of it tomorrow on the Shabbat. But before I begin, I got to give all praises, and I do mean all praises to the Creator of all, the Ancient of Days, the Holy One of Israel, Yahweh, his name in the Hebrew, which means I am, he is, or causes us to be. And we pay homage to the first begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, Christ Jesus in English, which means anointed Savior, or anointed salvation. And as our brother Jude puts it in his letter, for us to contend for the faith that was once committed to the saints. Right? So I want to say Shabbat Shalom to my brother Emmanuel Mathis. Ta for coming on, brother. Help me out.
Shabbat Shalom and Khan. Barakatah, brother. Do your thing.
All right, let me share my screen and bring this up right quick. So we're gonna start. We're gonna get right to it. We're gonna get right to it. So, all right. So Emmanuel, tell me if you can see this, Emmanuel.
Khan.
All right. So this is what Brother Josh responded back to Brother Gabar. I seen the class that he did, and he was putting a challenge out. As a matter of fact, let me play that first, then we're gonna read this. Let me play that first. Let me stop sharing. Let me play that first, and let me play that first. What he said. Let me share again. Come here and bring this down, and let me play what he said. All right, I'm gonna bring this up.
All praises. And you know what's so funny? They ain't about to come here and dispute any of this.
So this is the class that he did about women were teachers, preachers, and leaders in the Bible, and he said they are not going to come in here and dispute this.
They can't downplay it. You can't even try to downplay it. It's too powerful. You can't even try to downplay it. It's that powerful, sisters. They ain't gonna touch this one with a 10-foot pole. They can open up any parallel rooms they want to try to oppress y'all, and all the stupid sisters. And yes, I'm using the word stupid because you gotta be stupid if God is telling you you don't be oppressed and you choose oppression.
Now you heard what he said. He's calling the women stupid, right? And he's twisting the text. The text did not say that. I refuted the first part of his class. I'm gonna do the rest of it, right? So he said they're not gonna come in here and touch this. He said I've already done stepped all over the first part of it already. All right, you can hear it here on this on Club Deck, and it's also on my channel. All right, I'm gonna finish him off tomorrow, and I might just go do some of it tonight. But this is the challenge that he's putting out here, and I'm just answering it. But he's afraid to debate me.
So they can open up a room for all the stupid sisters who want to keep being oppressed and stifled by these egotistical men who can't stand the ideal of God putting the spirit on a woman too. He said the laborers. What are the laborers? What are he saying these people out to do? To teach. That's what they're supposed to be doing. He said, no, he said preach. They were teaching too. Are you kidding me?
No, Christ ain't sending the women out. I don't know what he's talking about. We all know that he picked men and he sent men out, didn't send women out. So I don't know what he's talking about.
Let's not play games. That's what do you think preaching is? Y'all been going to Sunday church so long, y'all think preaching ain't teaching, because a lot of time when they be preaching in Sunday church, they don't be teaching you nothing.
Right.
So we don't got caught up in thinking that, that ain't teaching, that's preaching. Maybe by Sunday church standards, but by Bible standards, preach means talk, teaching. That's what it meant. Y'all think you just going around Jesus, you know what I'm saying? That ain't what happened. Now, we're in Romans 16. Give me 1 and 2. Well, 1 to 3. Well, 1 to 2 first, then we're going to read 3. Go ahead.
Okay. Romans 16 and 1. I command unto you, Phoebe, our sister, which is a servant of the church which is at Cenchrea.
Now he said, I command unto you, Phoebe, our sister, which is a servant of the church, which is at Cenchrea. Okay, so we got Phoebe there. No big deal there. Continue.
That you receive her in the Lord, as becometh saints, and ye assist her in whatsoever business she have need of you. For she hath been a succour of many, and of myself also.
It says, she hath been a succour of many, and myself also. Now read verse 3.
Yeah, I'm playing it because I'm trying to see if this guy going to show any proof that the women in the Renewed Testament were teachers and leaders. So that's why I'm just playing is that you can hear him talk this nonsense.
Verse 3. Greet Priscilla and Aquila, my helpers in Christ Jesus.
Now notice what he said. He said, greet Priscilla and Aquila. Priscilla is a woman, right?
Yep.
Aquila is a man. Even though I always thought both of these sound like women names to me, right?
Right.
But Aquila is a man and Priscilla is a woman. But what did he call them? He said, my helpers in Christ Jesus. What we're going to do is look up the word translated helpers in this verse. And it's 4909 in the Greek section. 4909 in the Greek section. And remember what Jesus described, what he called the people who he sent out preaching and teaching about him and the gospel and the kingdom. He said laborers. This is the word. 4909 in the Greek section, Strong's Oxford Concordance. It is soon ergos.
I want to be clear. Christ ain't sent out no women. Let's be clear, all right? And they're following what Christ did. He ain't sent no women out. So I don't know what he's talking about. He can't show you Christ sent any women out. Nor did he command the apostles to send any women out.
Soon ergos. It says, from a pursued compound of 4862 and the base of Greek 2041, a co-laborer. Wait a minute. a co-laborer, but in the terminology of the gospel, a laborer, that's why Jesus said, the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. Who are the laborers? Those are the ones that are going out teaching people about Jesus.
But I don't know what's wrong with this. You said a co-laborer. A co-laborer would be your assistant. Not necessarily he's like a leader like you. I mean, a laborer like you. He's a co-laborer. He is helping you. He don't have your position exactly. He's co. I don't understand. I don't know what's wrong with you. This is not proof that women were teaching. I don't know what you're talking about. Women wasn't teaching. I'll continue to play the video.
He said, we ain't got that many people doing that. That's what Jesus meant. It's plenty to be taught, but not that many people to teach. A lot of times in the Bible, Jesus likened preaching his word to working. He also called it putting your hand to the plow. It says co-laborer. That is coadjutor, companion in labor, fellow helper, laborer, work, laborer together with, work, fellow. So Paul was saying, these are my fellow teachers.
Paul had many fellow teachers. That doesn't mean he had fellow not teachers. He had fellow laborers. with him, but they wasn't. He had fellow teacher. He had Barnabas. He was, and he had other people that he talks about that went with him, but they wasn't all teaching. The people that was there with him wasn't all teaching. He took Timothy out with him. We don't read about Timothy when he was with Paul teaching. I know eventually he rose to that level to be teaching, but when he first came in, he wasn't teaching. But they had taken Mark at that time. When you look in the book of Acts, they took in Mark at one point. Mark wasn't teaching. When Mark went with him and Barnabas, they weren't teaching. Mark actually left. Mark left them doing the work. He bounced. He was a co-laborer when he went with Paul and Barnabas. He ain't addressing that. Mark left. You can't show Mark was teaching. So, I mean, his point is mute. Your point is mute, Josh. I know you're going to be listening, bro. That's not a point. You try something else.
And he included a woman in that. Anybody want to debate that?
You heard him. He said, do anybody want to debate that? That's when I asked Gabar to reach out to him and ask him if he wanted to debate it, because he said it right here in the video. He says, anybody? Does anybody want to debate that? Yes, I want to debate it. I'd reach out to him. Had Gabar reach out to him. We're gonna read the response that he sent to Gabar, that the Gabar sent to me. But I want to finish play this video out for a reason, because at the end of this video here, like, he's hearing things. Like, he's the only one doing this class, and he's hearing things, right? No one else is hearing what he's hearing, but he's obviously hearing things. So like he got spirits dealing with him, right? So I'm gonna finish play the video, then I'm gonna go to the text.
He included a woman in that.
I think they be trying to compartmentalize everything as if they're trying to make it separate to make themselves better. Because anybody...
Let me fast forward this nonsense here. Let me get to the point. All right, let me go forward, because I ain't got to be on here all night. Let me fast forward this to get to the point.
For a means of control.
Exactly. This is what people try to act like they don't understand. And they play these games with y'all because they want y'all to believe that a preacher and a teacher are different things. And you know what's so funny? You go back and read it. Somebody about to say something, by the way? Go ahead. Somebody just about to say something.
He said, he was talking, and immediately he said, somebody's about to say something. You hear no one said anything. No one said anything at all. He said, I thought someone was going to say something.
Somebody come across the mic? I thought I heard somebody come across the mic.
He said he thought he heard someone come across the mic. We listening. No one came across the mic. No one said anything. He's hearing things.
I didn't hear nothing, Josh.
Then the guy, his right hand man said, I ain't hear nothing, Josh. The only one that heard that was him. But no one said anything. So, Josh, you hearing things, bro. These spirits are messing with your head. How is it that you're the only one that heard someone coming across the microphone, and you have on here, he had on there, you see right here at the top, he got 84 people on here. And he has all the women on stage. But the people who on stage, nobody heard no voice coming across but him. This is proof. Spirits are messing with him. In the middle of him saying something, he said, I heard someone coming across. You know what I'm saying? The spirit's messing with this. This spirit's messing with you, Josh. I'm gonna leave it there. Let me go to the text now. Oh, bro, Josh, bro, we gonna pray for you, Josh. We gonna pray for you, bro. You got demons messing with you. All right, here's the text now. Here's the response after Gabar reached out to him. Here's the response. Gabar cut a lot of it off. So I asked him to send me the whole thing because I don't want to get part of the story, but everything. But this is what Gabar sent me. It says, camp, do you lead or is a member of Gabar Alaha? And Gabar responds, not sure why I'm being asked about my personal position, but again, I am reaching out on behalf of Amayan because he said anybody wanted to debate it. He responds, My bad, bro. I read too fast and missed that part about you reaching out on behalf of Amayan. I'm multitasking right now, and I thought you were asking for a debate. That's why I asked you about your personal position. All right, someone is coming on. 1 second, let me bring my brother on. I think I got another brother coming on. All right, hold on. Hold on. 1 second, let me see. All right, hold on. Let me stop sharing right quick. I got to bring another brother on. It's not letting me bring him on. I think while I'm, let me see. Yeah, see, he's not letting me bring him. He's not letting me bring him on. So, all right. So let me stop sharing right quick. Come back up and bring the brother on. All right. Shabbat Shalom, Tazawar.
Shabbat Shalom, Mark.
Shabbat Shalom, brother.
Shabbat Shalom, Brother
Right.
Emmanuel.
How you doing, Tazawah?
Oh, Tawab.
Khan.
Wow.
All right. Let me go back in then. Ta-da for coming on, Al.
Tada for inviting. I appreciate you.
All right. Let me go back where we was. Let me bring back up where we was. So we here. All right, so again, I'm gonna start off where Josh's response was. He says, "My bad, bro. I read too fast. I missed that part about you reaching out on behalf of Amayan. I'm multitasking right now, and I thought you were asking for a debate. That's why I asked you about your personal position." So Gabar responds, "No worries. Let me know, and we can set it up. I can moderate if needed, as long as the schedule works for me." Now here's a response. He says, but is this the same Amayan who uploaded that weak YouTube video calling himself refuting the clubhouse room I did on this topic? He wants to debate me on. He says I checked out some of that video and it was garbage. He didn't even debunk anything I said, and he was being highly disrespectful towards me. Plus, I've already embarrassed Amayan on Debate Talk for You before on more than one occasion. And I've heard him debate. He's trash. I'm not interested in debating him because he honestly isn't worth my time. I thought you, talking about Gabar, were asking for a debate, and I've never heard of you, which he's lying, he heard of Gabar, which is why I asked you all those questions. So tell Amayan, I said kick rocks, not interested, right? This was his response. Now anybody that knows my track record, just let's be straight up honest. Everybody knows I'm not garbage. You might not like me or whatever the case might be, but one thing I know I'm not is that I'm not garbage when it comes to debate. I know I'm not that. You know what I'm saying? Just to be honest. And we didn't disrespect him in the video. Again, we didn't see no proof where he said we disrespected him in the video. Not one time did we call him out his name or did we curse at him. It didn't happen that one time. We kept it to the information. That's what we did. We did say, come on, Josh, you know better than that. That ain't disrespectful. We're just being honest. We know that Josh know better than the things that he's saying, and that's what we said during the video. Okay? So, Josh, I know you're going to be listening to this. I need you to show some proof where you made me look bad more than one time on Debate Talk for You is what you said. More than one time you made me look bad on Debate Talk for You. I contest that never happened. Not one time did that ever happen. Did you make me look bad on Debate Talk for You? That never happened. All right? So that's why I'm doing this class tonight, because to address this text that he said. And I'm going to play the clips now when I engage with you on Debate Talk for You, and anybody can listen and hear, did you make me look bad or did you make yourself look bad with the questions I asked you, right? Because I was calling us to ask questions, not to make you look bad, but you made yourself look bad with the questions I asked you, right? Now let me go to the next thing here, since we still sharing. Let me keep it sharing. Let me close that. And I want to come now and play the video. This is the first video I want to play. It's showing you that Josh don't.
I'm doing.
This is him. He have no integrity. I'm showing you the first thing. My first evidence is that Josh don't tell the truth. He be bearing false witness a lot. All right? And here's one of my proof right here. I'm gonna play this video right here because I'm getting right to it. All right? This was done. You can see this is like Friday, May 25th. This is way top. This is in 2018. Okay.
Title: Did the Holy Spirit have sex with Mary to conceive Jesus? Again, today's class is titled, Did the Holy Spirit have sex with Mary to conceive Jesus? And I decided to do this particular class for obvious reasons. I don't tiptoe around the tulips. I don't beat around the bush. I'm doing this particular topic because in the last Debate Talk for You segment titled Offenders of the New Testament, I heard some things being said by a certain Tanakh only Hebrew named Davon Mays, and I'm not putting him on blast because I'm going to give him an opportunity to call in and present why he believes what he believes.
So now you heard him say he gonna allow Davon Mays to call in and to present why he believes what he believes. That's what he said out of his own mouth. Now watch what he said after that. That's what he said he gonna let the brother do. Come defend himself. All right, go ahead. I'm gonna play it again.
Oh, there you
go. My mic went down temporarily too, so I had to get back in. It's crazy. But yeah, want to go to the callers? That's what's going on?
Like I said, anybody but Davon. You know, let's go to the callers. Okay.
Now you heard him. Now after he did the show, Sal go to the callers to come on, and he said right there, anyone but Davon Mays. See that? He just said, in the beginning of the video, I'm gonna let Davon come on. And then when he went to the phone call, everyone but Davon. So I'm showing you proof that Josh, you bearing false witness. This is facts. This is the video right here. You just lied. You didn't allow Davon Mays to come on and defend himself after you went in on Davon Mays about an hour and a half, 2 hours. You went in on the brother doing that class. Now, say I'm wrong. This is the proof. I'm gonna leave that there. I'm going to the next one. I'm presenting my evidence. Again, I want to see your evidence where you made me look bad on Debate Talk for You a couple of times, or more than one time, as you were saying it. Let me end that, because all I wanted from that one, I got to finish playing that. Let me play another one here. This is another one, right?
Let's get another caller. Let's go to 323-232. We're live in the air.
Hey, shalom, Sal. It's Aliyan. Shalom to ABT. Shalom, brothers.
Hey, shalom.
I have a question on the son of David. Well, I have a few questions actually, but I want to start with this one here. Do you guys believe in the virgin birth?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, watch it. Listen. That's the setup. That's the setup. They said they believe in the virgin birth. I want to be clear. All right, that's what they said.
In Matthew chapter 22, where you was reading it, but you guys never finished it. I thought you was. So my question comes from here, right? Mm-hmm. So it says, while the Pharisees, and we read it. It says, while the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them, saying, what think ye of Christ? Whose son is he? They say unto him, the son of David. He saith unto them, how then doth David in spirit call him Lord, saying, the Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand till I make thy enemies thy footstool. If David then called him Lord, this is Christ's question that he even had when he was alive and they were saying that he was the son of David. He was correcting them and said, no, he isn't. He's saying that, no, I'm not that. Because he's correcting them and saying, no, because he's posing a question to them. The same question I'm going to pose to you, because that's why I asked you first about. Do you believe?
Let me make sure I heard you right. You said that he was correcting them, saying he's not the son of David?
That's correct.
Why did you say that?
He's asking him, I'll read it again for you.
He's asking them,
he asked them
what they think of the Messiah.
Correct. And they said,
he never said the Messiah is not the son of David, or he's not. Why did he say that at?
I'm going to read it. He's asking them a question. Let me read it again real slow.
I got that. Okay, bring it down slow.
Okay. While the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them, saying, "What think ye of Christ?" Question. It said, another question. Whose son is he? Question. They say unto him, this is their answer to his question, the son of David. That's their answer to him, to his question. Right? He's going to respond to that. He's going to now respond to that answer. He's saying, he saith unto them. He's responding to them. He's not agreeing with them. He's responding to them, to their answer. It says, how then, he's starting off with a question then. He's saying, since your answer to me is, he's the son of David, Christ coming back with a question. He says, how then does David in spirit call him Lord, saying, you see, he asking him a question. The Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou on my right hand till I make thy enemies thy footstool. Okay? He finished off his question saying, if David then calleth him Lord, how is he his son? That's his question to them. When they said,
in other words, question, well. So the question is, how can he be both? That's the question. How can he be his Lord and his son? He never said one time, I'm not the son of David. He never said Christ is not the son of David. He's asking them what is known as a paradoxical question. You know what a paradoxical question is, brother?
Brother,
if you don't, just say you don't. I know I answered your question. Now I'm asking you, do you know what a paradoxical question is? Yes or no?
No.
If you don't, just okay, you don't know. Let me explain what a paradoxical question is. A paradoxical question is a question that if you answer it, it's going to contradict the very nature of the question.
Now you heard him. He said Christ asks a paradoxical question. It's a question that the answer is going to contradict the nature of the question. So he said Christ asked a question and the answer would contradict his initial question of how is he the son of David. This is what he said Christ did, which doesn't make no sense at all. Why would Christ ask a question that would contradict the question? This is what he said Christ did. Am I crazy? That's what he said. I'm not the crazy one here. Again, I'm asking question and he's making himself look bad. I'm going to continue to play because it gets worse.
In other words, it's a question that seems, it's an answer that seems, the word answer you get is going to contradict itself. What he's asking them is, who is the Messiah? They said the son of David. We show this entire class, even from the Tanakh, that the Messiah would be from the seed of David. He would be that branch from the seed, from the branch of David. We know that. But what he's asking them is, how can he be both? Because David called him Lord, which means he's greater than David, but yet he's from the seed of David, which means he is less than David. That's why he called their descendants. The word descendant comes from the word descend, which means to go down, meaning somebody lower than rank than you. So he's asking them, how can he be both? How can he be above you and below you? And that's why they couldn't answer the question, brother.
No, he just got through saying Christ was below David. How can he be above him and at the same time below him? That's a whole bunch of garbage right there. How does that make any sense? That was not what they asked at all. That was not their response either. Christ didn't ask that, and they didn't even respond like that. But that's what he's getting away from it. But again, it gets worse.
Because it's a paradoxical question. A paradoxical question doesn't have an answer unless you believe that the Messiah has a pre-existence. That's the only way you can answer that question. Something they did not want to deal with. That's why he couldn't answer the question. Read verse 46. That's why they wasn't able to answer him a word. If he wasn't the son of David, Jesus would have plainly called him that. Who was think he was Christ? He didn't. He's the son of David. Because David said this. No, he said, if that's the case, how can he call him Lord if he's his son? How can the Messiah, how can David refer to the Messiah as somebody that's greater than him when the Messiah is also his descendant, which means somebody less than him? That's why we're called descendants. You know, you up then you go up. Somebody got your ancestors, right? When you're going back. But when you descend, you're going down. That's why we're called descendants, meaning lower. Lord means higher. You know, Adon, that's the word in Hebrew. Curios in Greek. So that's why he can answer the question, brother. He never denied he was the son of David. I don't even know how you can even get something like that out of that.
So in other words, your descendants is below you, right? This is what he's trying to say. It's like you can't have a descendant that's above you. You can have a descendant that's above you. It's completely all throughout the text, right? You have King David's father. King David's father, David is a descendant of Jesse, but King David was greater than Jesse, was he not? David was a prophet and a king. And a king. He descended from Jesse, but he was above Jesse.
That is correct, God.
So his argument about a descendant from you being below you, that's false. So if even if Christ did, as you're trying to say, descend from David through, because like I said, they claim to believe in a virgin birth, but he's saying that Christ descend from David through sex, and then he's less than him because he's the one using the word less than David, and Christ is by no means less than David in no way, shape, or form, at all. But I'm gonna play the video where he's gonna say it. Let me play the part where he says it.
Is the brother still online?
Yeah, I'm on.
Is the brother still online?
Hello?
Hey, my brother.
Hello?
You still on, bro?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I am. Okay. I've got a quick question. Are you messianic or like what is your belief system?
I'm Messianic.
Oh, so you don't believe in virgin birth, right?
I believe in the virgin birth.
Okay, I'm not understanding. So if you believe in the virgin birth, do you also believe in the you believe the Holy Testament?
Wait, brother, I'm trying to respond to what you're saying, because what you're saying is not what Christ got you saying. You're saying that Christ something Christ didn't say.
Do you believe the Holy Testament? That's what I want to know. You got Messianic that only believe the gospel and don't believe Paul's writing. That's what I'm asking. Do you believe the Holy Testament?
He said there are people who believe in the New Testament but don't believe in Paul's writing. Is what he's trying to figure out. Do I believe in the whole New Testament or just the books outside of Paul's writings? Is what he's asking me. I know it's probably not that clear, but that's what he's saying.
Yes.
Okay. Valor, get in Romans chapter 1 verse 3. I'm not putting anything in the Messiah's mouth. Now you said that you believe the whole New Testament. So whatever just text you out a little bit. We're not trying to embarrass you or put you on the spot. We don't have to just trying to help you out.
Wait a minute. Wait, before you read Romans, I'm trying to respond to what you were saying here at Matthew 22, because what you were saying is inaccurate.
It's not inaccurate once you read Romans 1 and 3.
See, now he about to go to, now when he bring up Romans 1 and 3, I already know he's about to go cut himself when he said that. I knew already he set it himself up, and he didn't even know it, but I knew he was. Now watch him cut himself.
It's not inaccurate. I'm telling you that he was the seed of David. That's what I'm telling you. And you say
how is he the seed of David if there is no sex occurred to make him come forth? How is he the seed of David?
No, you got a mama?
Okay, according to Jewish reckoning, it goes to the father, right?
What?
Okay, I understand.
Under normal circumstances, yes. But if there's a virgin birth, that's miraculous. But Valor, read Romans 1 and 3. Just don't answer the question, brother. That's what you need to do. Read it right quick, Valor. Please read that.
Romans 1 and 3. Concerning his son, Jesus Christ, our Lord, made of the seed of David according to the flesh.
What does that say, brother? Seed of David according to the flesh. What does that mean?
Brother, you tell me what it means. Because if you believe in a virgin birth, that means there was no sex like that. He came forth. So if you say he sperm here,
I'm not talking about
okay, that's what I said. You said what it's saying.
Seed of David according to the flesh. What does that mean?
Brother, I don't know what it means. You tell me what it means.
use other terminology like this. So wait a minute.
So you say got sex there. You say got sex there. Someone said
no. Who seen on top? Did they have that?
Brother, you just got to saying biological. What you said? You
No,
said biological just now.
brother, you're not listening. It said the seed of David. It didn't say seed of Joseph. David had sex, and he
I
had sex.
understand. You said biological just now. Did you not say that?
Yes, I said biologically.
Okay, so that means sex. That means sperm.
No, and David is the one that heard. I agree. That means David is the sperm.
Let me finish.
So see, he's agreeing that he says biological. Biological has to mean sex, sperm. That's what that means. I'm trying to tell him you're saying there's some kind of sexual act that took place for Christ to come, and he's not hearing what I'm saying. But he's agreeing what I'm saying. I said, you said biological. He said, yes, I did say that. That's why I asked him initially, do you believe in a virgin birth? And they said yes.
You said
So he had Sal to mute me. See, he didn't let me finish. He had Sal to mute me because he was looking bad. He made himself look bad. Because he went to Romans 1 and 3 and he's saying that was biological. You descend from me. That's sperm. I'm gonna finish playing that because he gonna now start talking about me after he had Sal mute me, and then he never let Sal bring me back on.
He don't understand what seed of David means according to the flesh. He just said, I don't know. Seed of somebody according to the flesh.
I want to be clear. I do know, but I wanted to hear what you trying to say it is. I just said it because I wanted you to go ahead and say what it is, so you can go ahead and cut yourself.
Meaning you are related to them. So the only way both of these statements can simultaneously be true, him being born of a virgin and yet still being the seed of David, which being the sperma of David.
You see what he said? The sperma of David. Right? The sperma of David is what he said.
How can it be the sperm of somebody who was dead thousands of years, hundreds of years before he was even thought of?
Don't make no sense. David was even alive in the first century when Christ walked the earth. How can he be David's sperm? Doesn't make any sense. He's making himself look bad.
The Greek word there, sperma of David, he is related to David on his mother's side. That's the only way he can be right.
He's related to David on his mother's side. So where is the sperm coming from then?
Yeah, that's ancestors right there. What he just said, that's ancestors.
He making no sense at all. Anyway, let me finish playing it.
But it says seed of David according to the flesh. That means that he is an actual biological descendant of David.
There he said it. He's an actual biological descendant of David. That's what he said. Now, for you to be an actual biological descendant of David, you have to come through sperm. Have to be. Because the word biological, that's what that means. You have to. Meaning that means there's no virgin birth.
I'm trying to gather without, this brother's yelling and screaming all over the place. So we already ixnayed on sperm being the doorway for the Hamashiach to come through. Thus, the lineage is through Mary's connection to David.
Come.
Is it not?
Come.
Okay. So I get that, but this is a topic.
Well, now what he was doing was he was trying to show how the Messiah would be king, or would the Messiah be King David or one of his descendants, is the show that he actually was doing it on. So what he was making is that Christ was a son of David. And my question to him, Christ was refuting him being a son of David. Because when you say you are the son of somebody, that sounds like you saying that you father that person, right?
Come.
I was trying to get clarity. Was he trying to say, did David father Christ? By them calling him the son of David, did David father Christ? So that was what he was putting forth kind of in the class why actually he believes the virgin birth.
But that's still and
that's right. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, that would still represent ancestors, because if he's saying that David was the father, that means David's sperm would be inside of Mary. If Mary is the descendant of David, that's the same genealogy.
God. So in that referencing, that is a complete, not only a debauchery, but you're negating the spirit.
Come.
Yeah. Because like I said, that's why I read where Christ was asking him, how is he the son of David? And he trying to say Christ was not questioning it. I said he clearly questioning it. You know what I'm saying? So if you agree with something, why question it? Right? Am I correct?
Come.
If I agree with something, I wouldn't question it. So when he questioned him, saying that, okay, if you're saying the son of David, how then does David in spirit call him Lord? He's questioning it, what they're saying. And he's missing it. He said, "No, Christ wasn't saying that. He was posing a paradoxical question, which make it even worse."
Well, yes, because that's confusion, and now that's out of order.
God, you know what I'm saying? So he's making himself look bad by me just asking him questions, and then he just admitted just now that it was biological, right? Me finish playing it.
So that means for every addressment. That means for every addressment Christ made towards the Pharisees and everyone that tried to challenge him, he was out there throwing paradoxals.
According to him. All right, according to him, right. Come.
Knock it off.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? He said he made me look bad, and I'm showing you he making himself look bad. Josh, I know you're gonna be listening, bro. Come on, let's be for real, bro. You making yourself look bad.
What does this brother learn these words from? Do he, brother, he gotta start spelling these words out so we can start looking these words up.
Oh man, let's pull the word up, man. I'm telling you, this guy dude.
I mean, because clearly this whole thing is about keeping things simple. So why would the Hamashiach complicate it? By complicating your understanding, causing you confusion, thus having to have himself question as to who he is in the spirit and in truth. That's a complete oxymoron. That makes no physical sense. Well, okay, so if his whole point, partially anyway, his point in coming was not to come as the Pharisees appeared, walked, and taught. You mean to tell me he came to do it more complicated than they were already complicating the thing? Come on, brother, knock it off, man. Knock it off.
All right, let me try to pull up this paradoxical definition here. All right, let me share it so we can be clear. All right, you brothers can see this?
Okay.
Paradoxical, right? Adjective. It says having the nature of a paradox, self-contradictory.
So you're saying that Christ is contradicting himself?
Right. He said Christ asks a question to contradict himself. Why would Christ do that? Come on, bro.
So he made the gesture to answer something, to contradict himself, to make himself look more of a heretic than what was being promoted by the Pharisees of his demeanor, character, and behavior. Knock it off.
Right. They already don't believe in him already. And then he changed something. Right. Come on, Josh. Come on, brother. Oh man. Anyway, let me just play this guy right here, bro. He's full of it. He's all right, let me go back and share it again. Back to the screen. All right, we finished playing it. Pull this to the side.
Not of Jacob, or David.
Like I always try to tell the people who like have issues with the virgin birth, and when it comes to that stuff with the seed descendant, it's like me. If I have a child right now, that's the seed of Florence, right?
Exactly.
If my child have a daughter, and my daughter has another child, that is still my grandchild. That is my, even though I'm not the one who had sex with my daughter, she has another child. That is still my descendant.
This is better genealogy understanding. In other words, on my mother's side, I am the seed of my grandfather.
Exactly.
But what if my mom and dad got the same ancestor? So
You can be the seed, meaning a descendant, yes, but you were saying biological. That's what you were saying.
Okay, so even if he went there, Salakia, even if he went there, he was clearing up something, right? So let's okay that for him. Okay, so yes, Mary may have come by a biological source. Thus, we're talking about being impregnated by the Spirit, an immaculate conception, right? There is no sperm, man. There is no human sperm. There's no biological sperm. Calm down.
Yeah,
But
there is no biological sperm, brother.
You got to remember, you are who your father is. So what he just said,
period.
If my daughter has a baby and I'm still the through lineage, you are, because that's your daughter. But the sperm, the seed, belongs to the male that your daughter was implanted by. So that makes no sense. Through our eyes. That's Salakia. That's wrong on my eye.
No, that's correct, man. He's not making any sense, man.
Yeah, that's not your grandchild. I mean, it is through the day and time that we live in. But according to the scripture, no, you are who your father is. If you have a daughter and your daughter belongs to another man and he puts his seed in the dirt, the seed, the dirt is going to produce the seed that the father created.
Right. So he's that's why I asked him, because he said you descended from me. I said, so you talking about biological? Then he said it was sperma. No, bro. Your grandchild.
Then how can you consciously promote or accept an immaculate conception if you feel that way?
That's why I asked him when I opened up. The first thing I asked them, do you guys believe in a virgin birth? That's the first thing I asked them, and they said yes. So your grandchild isn't your sperm. That's not your sperm.
It's not.
Right. Gone.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why he said of the seed of David according to the flesh, and he said that was sperm. That's of the sperm of David according to the flesh. And like brother said, David was dead by this time. That couldn't have been David's sperm.
Gone.
Let me finish playing it. This guy's crazy, man.
Even if my dad died, or if my dad ain't a part of the ancestral line, I'm still a descendant. All things seed means a descendant. It uses the Greek word sperma, which indicates if it's David's sperm, that's indicating that David had sex. You don't read David's sperm and then jump all the way down to Joseph. No, it says seed of David. Did David have sex? Absolutely, he had anyway. But see, there's something else I want to bring out, right? And I just find it funny. Here we are on this show trying to help people understand who the Messiah would be, and this brother want to call me all about the virgin birth. And I thought he said he believed it. No, he does.
What's that last thing he said?
Yeah, I didn't hear that either.
I'll back it up.
You want to argue on what?
I'll back it up. Great.
People understand who the Messiah would be, and this brother want to have sex. Absolutely, he had anyway. But see, there's something else I want to bring out, right? And I just find it funny. Here we are on this show trying to help people understand who the Messiah would be, and this brother want to call me all about the virgin birth.
So he said, I'm calling and trying to argue about the virgin birth. That's what his point is. He's trying to educate people on David or his descendants, and I'm calling and trying to argue about the virgin birth.
Because that brother he's promoting incest, whatever you call that word, man. That's incest.
He's promoting. He's teaching confusion. There's confusion. Christ is not. Christ is Christ. I'm talking about the man in the first century. Christ, not Solomon. I'm not talking about Solomon. I'm talking about Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is not the son of David. He's crazy. He's not.
He couldn't have been.
He couldn't have been. That doesn't make no sense. That's why he was refuting it. They misunderstood what the Old Testament was saying.
I thought he said he could read the verse. No, he does. I mean, about it. Well, he's trying to establish a doctrine that the Messiah was born of a virgin, but not the seed of David, which is dumb because that's what you read all over the New Testament. And then it says the seed of David according to the flesh. But let me show you something else, right? Let me show you something else, right? Check this out. Go to Rome. And these people, boy, I tell you, man, these people don't get it.
See what he's doing. He keep going back and forth. He said descendants, but then he's going back to sperm. Right? Then he believes in a virgin birth. A virgin birth eliminates sperm. You can't have both. You can't be talking about sperm and then talking about a virgin birth. You can't be doing both.
Right.
That's where, because I know he's gonna come and say, well, I said it meaning the descendants. You did said it with descendants, but you also said sperm, and you use the word biological. It's a contradiction when you use those words pertaining to a virgin birth.
Right.
Now, this is a new one though. I ain't never heard of this one. I've never heard of this. Believe in a virgin birth, but don't believe in the seed of David. This is what even admitted. I don't know what seed of David means. You mean to tell me you've been reading the Tanakh? You Messianic, you've been reading Tanakh, you've been reading the seed of Abraham all your life, and don't know that seed of Abraham means you're the descendant of Abraham? But then you get to the New Testament and read seed of David, and then you stupid, you confused. Come on, y'all. I don't understand how you don't say he is the Christ, but you don't believe he is the what? How do you say he is the Mashiach, but he's not from the line of David? That does not make sense. Then he's not the Mashiach, because the Mashiach is not. Like I said, man, everybody, see, what people want to do, they want to do turn to Romans 16 and that. We did. That just made my brain hurt right there.
All right, can we get a scripture right quick so we can clear that up? We can clear that up nonsense up.
Your brother is making your brain hurt. Don't blame that on nothing else but the dudes you listening to. God. Anyway, okay.
God.
Okay.
Let's get Jeremiah chapter 23. Let's get Jeremiah the 23rd chapter.
Must be where we were supposed to go because I practically just turned there.
God. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen so they can also see it while we're doing it as well. Because he kind of confused. How was he the Messiah, but not a son of David, or is he claiming a descendant of David? This was kind of what he was alluding to. We're gonna get to Jeremiah chapter 23, and we're gonna start at verse 5. Let me share the screen right quick so they can see it. This is how. Just in case you missed it. All right, let me highlight it here so they can see it, so we can get it. All right, go ahead, Doc.
Behold, Jeremiah 23, verse 5. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth.
So we know that this king is the Messiah. We know there's no question here, all right? A righteous branch. That's the Messiah right there.
God.
No question right there. The first part said, behold, the days coming, saith Yahweh, I will raise, it says, unto David. This is not directly from his line. See that? It says, unto. If I raise something unto you, this is speaking of it is not direct.
God. That is an adoption.
God, it's some kind of right. This is not direct at all right here to no sperm at all. Unto David. See, unto David, it says. And I had showed him this, and what he did was he tried to read some other translation that changes this phrase right here, unto David. I'm like, brother, this is what it says. It's unto David. It is not direct like you trying to say it is. It isn't. It says it right here. So that's how the question that how can he be the Messiah and not be a son of David or come from the line directly? Because it says right here, he's gonna raise him.
You know, it's crazy because even in the craziest worldly sense, when a child is adopted to a parent, right? That child picks up everything else, the inheritance, the practically the whole entire is just a pickup, right? And so that's like saying Nicole Richie, right? She can't claim that, right? Because you're not Lionel Richie's, you're not his biological daughter. You understand what I'm saying? But she will ever be known as his daughter. Ain't no questions, ain't no going through a whole bunch of lineages and whatnot. It's picked up from there. Now, granted, yes, I'm using Nicole Richie in a worldly sense, but that whole point is an adoption clause. So
well, the point you're saying definitely, but this is talking about raising unto David. The adoption clause, we see that clearly with how Jacob told Joseph that your two sons gonna be named under me. He adopted Ephraim and Manasseh under his name because they're not Jacob's son, right? And they were reaping the benefits. You know what I'm saying? From being under Jacob's name. That was changed. Yes, sir. That was changed to Israel, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
this right here is the fulfillment of prophecy because we're going to read up where the kingly line was cursed. Read Jeremiah 22 in the chapter above. Jeremiah 22. All right? Jeremiah 22, and we're going to start at verse 29. See, this is why Christ couldn't have came to what they're talking about because the lineage was cursed. He couldn't come through sex, sperm.
What's that, 22:30?
Start at verse 29. What I mean, hold it. Well, not 20. What am I saying, 29? I mean, start at, my bad. Start at verse 24. 24.
Jeremiah chapter 22, verse 24. As I live, saith the Lord, though Coniah, the son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, were the signet upon my right hand, yet would I pluck thee thence.
Coniah or Jeconiah, yeah, the Lord is shortening his name. The Lord they took his name off him because his name was Jeconiah. Have the name Ja or Yah in there. So the Lord took that off his name and just called him Coniah, right? Took his name off of him. Yeah, you're gonna read other places where his name is originally was Jeconiah, but the Lord changed his name just to Coniah, showing you that the Lord is not with this guy. Yeah, all right, go ahead.
Verse 24. Verse 25. And I will give thee into the hand of them that seek thy life, and into the hand of them whose face thou fearest, even into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and into the hand of the Chaldeans.
Go ahead.
And I will cast thee out, and thy mother that bare thee, into another country where ye were not born, and there shall ye die.
All right, go ahead.
But to the land whereunto they desire to return, thither shall they not return. Is this man, Coniah, a despised broken idol? Is he a vessel wherein is no pleasure, Wherefore are they cast out? He and his seed, and are cast into a land which they know not. O earth, 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 hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord, write ye this man childless, a man that shall not prosper in his days, for no man of his seed shall prosper, sitting upon the throne of David and ruling any more.
See that? So this kingly line here, the curse is that for no man of his seed, his descendants, shall prosper sitting upon the throne of David and ruling anymore in Judah. All right? So that's the curse for that particular lineage right there. And then we just read in the next chapter where God gonna raise unto David a righteous branch. It says, and he shall prosper, it says. Right? Can you read it real quick? Can we quickly read Jeremiah 23 and 5 again?
Come. Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 5. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper.
See, reign and prosper. The curse here says this man is not going to prosper sitting upon the throne of David. That man that was raised unto David, as the brother just read, he is sitting upon David's throne and he is prospering. So he couldn't have come through this line right here, because this line is cursed. According to the most high God right here, this line is cursed, and it specifically says prosper sitting on David's throne. We know Christ is going to sit on David's throne and he's going to prosper. So Christ couldn't have come through this line. Now let me show you this line in the lineage of Matthew. This is Coniah. This is Jeconiah. He's in the lineage of Matthew. Just to show you he couldn't have come through sex. Let me get Matthew chapter 1 and show you. Jeconiah is in this line.
Is that Matthew what?
Chapter 1. Matthew, first chapter. Going down.
Yeah, the lineage. Yeah, come.
Right here, verse 11. This is what it says right here. Matthew chapter 1, verse 11. Okay, who has that?
Come,
I got it.
Matthew. You ain't ready, brother?
Yeah, come.
Matthew chapter 1, verse 11. And Josias begot Jeconiah and his brethren about the time they were carried away to Babylon.
So Jeconiah, that's Coniah. I told you the Lord took off the Jah off his name and just called him Coniah, right?
Come.
Let me prove it so they can try to say I'm making this stuff up. The Lord just took his name off this guy. The Lord called him Coniah, but his original name was Jeconiah. We see right here, he's giving him the lineage. So he was Jeconiah. All right? Let's go back to the book of Jeremiah. Let me get it and show you that his name was Jeconiah. And the Lord is the one that took his name off of him, off this guy, because he tripping. He did something that offended the Lord. The Lord was through with that. He was through with that cat. Had enough of him. He was tripped out. Jeremiah. Let me see. We're at 20. Jeremiah chapter 24. and 1. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 24 and 1.
Jeremiah chapter 24 and 1. Everybody there?
Let me 1 second. Let me pull it up so we can see, because I'm sharing the screen. All right, go ahead, Al.
Jeremiah chapter 24, verse 1. The Lord showed me, and behold, 2 baskets of figs were set before the temple of the Lord, after Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had carried away captive Jeconiah, the son of Jehoiakim,
the son of
king
who?
of Judah.
Jeconiah,
Jehoiakim.
the son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah. See, right here, his name is Jeconiah. See? When we read it in Jeremiah chapter 22, the Lord just called him Coniah. He took the Jah off. The Lord took his name from this guy.
Wow.
Jeconiah, the son of Jehoiakim. That's what it says right there. Right? So we know who it is. And let me see. Go back to Jeremiah 22 where he was. And I think that was verse 24. Let me see what that says again. So we can be clear. Right? See, so Jeremiah 22, verse 24, confirmed that. It says it right here. As I live, saith the Lord, Coniah, who? The son of who? Jehoiakim. See, it's the same. He's got the same father.
God.
You right here, same father, so that the same son. But here, the Lord took the Jah away from him. So it's the same person. I'm just showing the proof. We showing proof over here, bro. We ain't just talking. We showing proof. It's the same person, same father. So just to answer that question, man, he hurt my brain, man. How is he the Messiah and not a son of David? Oh, it hurt my brain. Well, here's the answer, brother. You see, we answer questions over here. This is what we do.
They're saying that they got cut off.
Yeah, the Jah got cut off with him because he don't tripped out. And upset the Lord. The Lord like, what? My Lord cursed him, and the descendants from that line right there. And when you read about him, this guy was wicked, bro. This guy was wicked. Clearly, this guy was wicked. And taught his children to be wicked too. That's why they all went into captivity, except for the one thing right before him, Jehoiachin. Well, he went into captivity too. He was tripping too as well. But he listened to the Lord, told him, listen, bow down to King of Babel, of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar. And he's smart. He surrendered. These other cats ain't wanted to fight. He's like, okay, y'all go ahead and fight. The Lord told him, don't fight Nebuchadnezzar. Serve him, the Lord said. Serve Nebuchadnezzar. Y'all gonna stay in the land. They ain't want to listen. That's what happened. So let's go on back to the video. Because we cleared all of that up. But they said we're not answering questions. No, we are answering questions. We can go to the next video here where he made himself look bad. I didn't do it to him. He did it to himself. All right. So where we at? Which one is this? Okay. Here we go.
But he's going to break something down to them that a lot of people who come from these one-way doctrine camps don't want to accept. We got a lot of people who claim they are Bible believers. Y'all?
Can you guys hear this good?
Con, I can.
Con.
Okay.
You have to learn the difference between a Bible believer and a Bible bearer. Let me break down the difference right quick for you, Casey. A Bible believer is somebody, when you show them something in the Bible in the proper context and in the proper light, they don't fight it, they don't try to debate it, they just get with the program. That's a Bible believer. A Bible bearer is somebody who simply bears the Bible. I mean, they tote it around, they carry it. But they don't necessarily believe or get with everything in it. And you got a lot of Bible bearers out there.
Including yourself.
God, right. God, right.
You're going to learn the difference between the two tonight, because if you call in tonight and you ask me a question based on a particular understanding that you think you have, I'm going to put you to the test with the answer and see if you are a Bible believer or a Bible bearer. Let's go to 323 y'all there. Hey, shalom, Leon. Not taking that correctly.
No problem, brother. My question to you is that, do you still believe that Joshua is not a prophet?
I never said I didn't believe that Joshua was a prophet.
I want to stop right there. My question to him was, do you still believe Joshua is not a prophet? He did a class showing that Joshua was not a prophet. right? And I called into the show and I showed him that Joshua was a prophet, right? In the show, he goes to compare Joshua. He said that Joshua don't even compare to Moses.
Didn't Moses appoint him the next ruler?
Yes, he appointed him as the next leader, right?
Leader, come.
Right. So he was saying, like I said, I want to try to, because usually he does a show, he posted it, but the show he didn't post it because, man, he looked so bad doing the show, bro. He didn't want to post the show up at all. He took it down. He probably trashed it. He probably got rid of it, shredded it, right? He was saying that Joshua was not a prophet. That's why I asked the question, right? So he said I never said Joshua was not a prophet. That's the lie he's telling. He could have simply said, yeah, I once believed he wasn't a prophet, but now, I think differently. But he said I never thought he was not a prophet. He went as far as saying that the word prophet don't even appear in the book of Joshua. Is what he said during the class. Again, I'm the one that called up and showed it to him, and I showed him how Joshua and Moses are comparable. I was showing him that, right? That's why I asked the question. But his response is he going to be lying, saying stuff.
He said, I don't believe that Joshua was that prophet like unto Moses, talking about in Deuteronomy 18.
Now he said it right there. I believe Joshua was not a prophet like unto Moses, was what he said he was saying. Not Joshua was not a prophet, but he said I was saying that Joshua was not a prophet like unto Moses. Let me play it back. Watch what because he's going to say something different again.
I never said I didn't believe that Joshua was a prophet. I just said I don't believe that Joshua was that prophet like unto Moses, talking about in Deuteronomy 18.
See that? We heard it again. I said I believe Joshua was not a prophet like unto Moses. That's what he said. No, Joshua is a prophet like unto Moses. That's where I would show it to him. That's what he said. Watch me say something different now. Watch.
Okay, so you do believe he is a prophet, though, right?
Yes, I do. And I can show it to you in the apostle right there.
Okay, I was asking the question that I know I heard you say that last year he wasn't a prophet. So anyway, let me get back.
Well, I did a lesson and I showed everybody like there are different classifications of prophets. So if I said that Joshua was not a prophet, I meant in a certain classification. Even the ancient Hebrew, you can look this up and I advise everybody listening. When I say something, and I said you can look it up, you on your computer or Google. They had different classifications of prophets. And they believed that the prophet, like the prophethood, so to speak, actually begins with Joshua after Moses. But they made a distinction between Joshua and, say, Jeremiah or Isaiah. So if I said that Joshua was not a prophet, I meant under a certain classification. So
that's splitting hairs, though. A prophet is a prophet, just splitting hairs.
Wait a minute. What classification is he referring to that they're under? Like, what is that supposed to mean? What classification would Isaiah be different from Jeremiah or Ezekiel?
Is he meaning in the reference of major and minor?
I don't know. He specific.
But either way it go, the Most High. Listen, Moses brought the people out of Egypt, the land of Egypt, with a rod. Performed miracles with a rod. Joshua he fought the battle with Jericho with the horn. Then he circled around it 10 times, I believe, and then he blew the horn and the walls came
seven times.
That was the 7 times.
Seven times.
Brother, that's a man classifying those prophets after Daniel as minor prophets. There were no minor prophets. Them dudes were no minor prophets. Them dudes' books is heavy.
Gone.
They nothing minor about them brothers. That's the text doesn't call them minor prophets.
It does not.
That's men saying that because their books were shorter. That was just basically it. Mm-hmm. Minor. Come on, bro. Come on. Stop.
Well, that's the only reason why they deem it that way, because the books were short.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, a prophet is a prophet. How is he a minor prophet? How does that make any sense?
Yeah. No. Anything else is just splitting hairs.
Cut.
What is a minor prophet? A prophetess?
I guess he less than a prophet.
They ain't got the same power as men. That's what he talking about, right? That's what he trying to say.
Must be, because I don't know what classification he's talking about, because he didn't mention it. All right, we gonna continue, man.
What I meant. And you can look that up to verify. I'm not just putting it out for today or for tonight. And that's what I meant. I got like collections on my own Blog Talk Radio show on my online store to verify it.
Okay.
Yeah, on his online, here's an online store where he does a class and he put it up for sale. He sells the class that he does, right? So that's why I went on there because I was gonna buy that class that he did. That Joshua wasn't a prophet, but he didn't post it. He didn't sell it. He destroyed it because he looked bad on that in that class.
Because it wasn't worth his 2 cents.
Brother, in that class, bro, I was going back and forth and showing them how Joshua was like unto Moses, right? Because Moses and Joshua goes into the tent of the holy place, and Moses leaves out, but Joshua stayed. So I'm showing them that Moses talked to the Most High, it says face to face with that veil in front of him, and then he leaves, but Joshua stays. So he's talking to the Most High to that veil, just like Moses did. I was comparing the same thing Moses did, Joshua did, right? So then I went and I showed him where the Lord told Moses to take some of your spirit that's on you and put it upon Joshua. So I'm saying, so the same spirit Moses, matter of fact, let's read it before you try to say I'm making stuff up. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna make this stuff up. Let's get Exodus, the 33rd chapter. Exodus 33. Let me pull it up too. Let me pull it up here. Bring it back up. Exodus 33. So we can read it. Because I was showing them they were comparable. It was comparable. This is what I showed him, and then he had booted me off.
Well, you gonna start at the 11th verse?
Yeah, I think it's verse 11. Let me make sure right quick so we on the same page. Come.
You want to take this, brother, or you want me to get
it? Exodus 33, Exodus chapter 33, verse 11. And the Lord spake unto Moses face to face, as a man speaketh unto his friend. And he turned again into the camp. But his servant Joshua, the son of Nun, a young man, departed not out of the tabernacle.
Right. So you see Moses left, but Joshua stayed. So Joshua continued to have a kind of a conversation with the Lord there, like Moses did on a one-on-one, right? Because he left. See what I'm saying? So I'm showing them the difference. Moses talked to God by himself, and so did Joshua. Did the same thing as well. So for me, I glean from this right here that when Joshua stayed, I think the Lord was telling Joshua, hey, Moses ain't gonna make it on this promised land. You prepare yourself. I'm gonna have to raise you up because I already seen it already. It ain't gonna happen. You know, that's why I think Joshua stayed. The Lord was preparing him to take the leadership because he saw something going to happen, and Moses was not going to get him across the promised land, right? So from there, let me get the other one about him giving him his spirit, the spirit that was upon Moses, put it upon Joshua. Let's get Numbers chapter 27. Is it 27? Let me confirm that. Make sure it's Numbers 27. Let me see. Yeah, that's
18.
It. Huh?
27 and 19.
Yeah, start at verse 18. Come.
Con. Numbers chapter 27, verse 18. And the Lord said unto Moses, take thee Joshua, the son of Nun, a man in whom is the Spirit, and lay thine hands upon him, and set him before Eleazar the priest, and before all the congregation, and give him a charge in their sight. And thou shalt, Salakia, chapter 27, verse 20. Thou shalt put some of thine honor upon him, that all the congregation of the children of Israel may be obedient.
So he put some of the Moses has put some of his honor upon Joshua, right? And that comes through the Spirit. That's how he got that honor, was through the Spirit. So he put some of his honor upon Joshua. So that's how he's comparable to Moses, because some of Moses' honor fell upon Joshua. And when I showed him this, the dude booted me off. He kicked me out of the phone call. He booted me out. Right? That's what he did. So I had left the call, and I was still listening in to what he was saying. And then the people that was calling in was asking to hear from me again, because I wasn't finished what I was saying. So they kept asking for me. So I called back in, and he was like, well, yeah, he's all the way at the bottom of the queue, and we're going to get to him. So when he got to me, then I started to go back to finish where I left off at. And I started back in Exodus 33, and I was continue to read down. I was talking about how the Lord says, no man shall see my face and live. And he was like, no, he doesn't agree with that. He says that Abraham saw God's face.
Wow, when?
When those three angels came to Abraham in Genesis, I think Genesis the
18th. I know what you're talking about. I'm saying what?
Yeah, he said one of those angels there was the Most High God.
Well, if the angels, how can it be the Most High gods? Because the angels are the messengers of the Father.
It wasn't. Yeah, I said. So are you calling God a liar when he said, "No man shall see my face and live"? You saying Abraham saw his face? Abraham should have died. So that wasn't the Most High. That was Hamashiach. So then he said, well, that Jacob saw God's face.
When?
I said when he was wrestling that angel. Then
come on.
Then because it says that Jacob says, "I've seen God's face and live." Let's read it right quick. Let's get it in so we can get it. So this is what he was saying.
Con, I remember bumping into that when me and you were talking about Enoch.
Yeah, he was saying that, and that's what he was saying. Well, so and so saw his face, and I was like, no, that wasn't the Most High God, bro.
Closest one to see the Most High was Moses, and he only got to see the back.
That's it. When it saw his face and live, that's and he was trying to argue Genesis 32. I'm gonna get right to the point. Verse 30. Let's get verse 30. I want to finish play this video here, and this is what he came here and he said, and he read this. Again, I wish I had that clip to verify everything I'm saying, but he know what I'm saying. This is facts. This is truth. I ain't making none of this up. Like I said, he didn't want to post the video.
You said chapter 30?
Chapter 32, verse 30. Genesis 32. Let me pull it up here for the people. Genesis 32, we're going to read verse 30. What am I doing? All right, who got it?
Man, you got this?
Con, I got it. This is Genesis chapter 32, verse 30. And Jacob called the name of the place of Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved.
So that's what he pulled and said. Well, Jacob said he's seen God face to face. He's seen his face, and his life is preserved. So he said, "Well, see, God seen it. Jacob seen God's face." I'm like, man, this is not the Most High God. This is an angel. He was an angel. It's confusing. So clearly, I was like, man, this guy don't understand what this Bible, this text is actually really saying. And so then his reader, he thought I was Tanakh only during this call. So he asked me, was I Tanakh?
I heard him mention that a couple times, yeah.
Yeah, he asked me, was I Tanakh only? And I was like, nah, I'm not Tanakh only. Because I'm Messianic. And then he goes to apologize to me and say, oh, man, my bad, man. I thought you was Tanakh only. I thought you was coming like this. He said, man, nah, man, my bad, bro. I apologize to you. And that's when it got crazy. Josh came back. Again, I'm saying this, I was looking for the clip because it's all there. Josh came and said, I'm taking back that apology, he said. And I paused. I'm like, how can you take back a grown man apology? You can't.
Because he never meant it in the first place.
You can't. If he's apologizing to me for something that he thought was incorrect about a person, you apologize for it. Another man can't take back that apology. Only if that's your wife, maybe you can do something like that.
Con.
But not no grown man. Can't no grown man take back my apology. And I can take back no grown man apology. If Tazawar was apologized to apologize to you, Emmanuel, I can't say I'm taking that back. Can I do that?
No.
I can't do that. Unless we in a cult, and I'm a cult leader and I got that kind of power over my members. That's occultic.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Just like you can't apologize for another man.
Right. So when he said he took back the guy's apology, I kind of froze and I was like, man, that is crazy. I mean, that kind of power you have over there at ABT, you can take back another grown man's apology over there. I mean, he treated the brother like a woman, bro. According to Torah, only a husband can do that to a wife. If a man do that to another man, you're treating him like a woman. That's what you actually really doing. And the brother just took it. I was like, hey man, if you gonna take that, I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? He ain't treat me like no brother. If I'm a grown man, know the reason why he apologizing to another grown man. I don't need you to come tell me you're gonna pull it back. Come on, bro. I'm not no child. You know, that's like a child says something, man. He know what he's saying. He's too young. But this is a grown man. Again, man, I wish I had the clip to play all of that, but that's what happened. He made himself look bad. Let me go back to the video now again. But that's what happened in that interaction when he was saying that Joshua was not a prophet.
Well, okay, let's deal with Joshua. Okay, so you said Joshua is not a prophet like unto Moses, correct?
That's what he said. Joshua was not a prophet like unto Moses. That's why I asked the question. That's what he said previously, and I played it twice.
It was not that prophet that was prophesied to come like unto Moses. That's what I said.
See, now he changed it to say he's not that prophet. See, now he's switching it up. He's not that prophet prophesied to come. He just got to saying Joshua was not a prophet like unto Moses. Now he's saying he's not that prophet prophesied to come. He's switching it up.
Now that's something I don't get. Now what prophet was to come? Now what prophet was to come that he's talking about?
Well, he's talking about, well, the prophet to come, we know that's Christ. That's
the one to come. Well, of course we know that, but we still trying to get to the promised land. So
yeah, so I'm saying like he now he's changing it because now he's comparing Joshua to the Messiah that's supposed to come, not no longer to Moses. That's what he's saying.
He don't want to look like he being taught.
He don't want him. He's what did he say? The people who hold the Bible and walk around with it, and the Bible believers,
and the Bible bearer.
Yeah, he's explaining in true character. He's the walking second part of what he said.
Right. Everybody heard him say before, Joshua wasn't a prophet like unto Moses. Now he's saying he's a prophet, that prophet to come. He's switching it now. He's putting that prophet in there now. But anyway, we're going to get past that. We're going to get to the meat of it here.
He does have things in common with Moses. I mean, he was the next leader of Israel. He performed miracles like Moses. You know, God was instructing him like Moses. There are similarities between Joshua and Moses. But the prophecy says, I will raise up a prophet like unto Moses from among you. Him shall you hear. And then it says in the end of Deuteronomy, after we knowing that Joshua was A, prophet, B, like Moses, C, was the new leader of Israel, and D, performed miracles like Joshua, I find it odd that all these similarities, and get in the end of Deuteronomy, after it tells you that Joshua took over, it immediately refers you back to that prophecy in Deuteronomy 18, saying there arose not a prophet like unto Moses. So that's the author's way of letting you know that even though Joshua was a prophet, and he had many things in common with Moses, we're still letting you know that that prophet like unto Moses that we have been waiting for still had not come. And the book of Deuteronomy wrote that, which many people believe was Joshua who wrote the rest of it. If it was him, I would find that odd that he would put something like that in there if he himself understood that he was that prophet, or somebody else wrote it, and they would understand that he himself was that prophet, and immediately let you know after Joshua took over for Moses, that there arose not a prophet like unto Moses from that day forward.
Okay, bro, I got it. Okay, I got you.
Again, that was the verse that he had used in that lesson to prove that Joshua was not a prophet like unto Moses. That verse right there that you quoted.
But still, at that time, we were looking for the land. So how would that make any sense, man?
Well, I just showed the comparison that he was, because he don't quite understand that particular situation there. You know what I'm saying? He don't quite understand that verse. But we're gonna go on.
Yeah, kind of.
Do you still teach that? Do you still teach that Job's an Edomite?
So the question I asked him was, do you still teach that Job is an Edomite? She teaches Job is an Edomite. That's what he teaches. Still to this day, he still do. And I tell let's debate it, and he don't want to debate it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he said.
I want to read this in Malachi. If you don't want to read, I want to hear your take on it. I want to read this in Malachi chapter 1. What the Lord said about the nation of people. I want to hear your response to that. How you incorporate that Job's an Edomite. Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. It says, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet you say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I love Jacob. And I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Okay, that's the meaning of Edom's land. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. So that means that if Job's an Edomite, but Job built, the Lord just won't throw it down. And they shall call them, not just an individual, talking about all of them, the border of wickedness, says. The territory of wickedness is, and the people, not just individuals, all of them, the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever. So that means the Lord hates them from the beginning. So now how do you incorporate the Lord saying he hates the nation of Edom? And then we find that Job is a perfect man, one that assures people avoid evil. How do you that he is an Edomite?
Okay, now let's take it from the top. I like to address exactly what people went because of before I go somewhere else first. First, it tells you in verse 1, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. A prophet who lived long after a certain point, which we're going to see what that has to do. It says right here. 2, I have loved you, says the Lord. This is who the you being referred to right here, the nation of Israel. But we're not talking about the individual Jacob right here. We're talking about the nation. I think you agree with me on that. Yet we say, wherein have you loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? The little Esau was an individual and individual Jacob. Says the Lord, yet I love Jacob. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Now this is where people just like to read stuff and not have any background context. in social commentary of the day that was going on, they just rip out of scripture. They see God said he had Esau. But nobody explains why God said Esau. If you cross-reference it with other prophecies concerning Esau, like Isaiah or Jeremiah, it will tell you that God did these things to Esau because of the sin that he committed against his brother Jacob. So God punished Esau as a nation for the things that Esau was committing as a nation. This has no bearing at all on Job the individual.
Yo, you heard that. He said God punished Esau as a nation for the something that Esau, the individual, did. How does that make any sense?
Because he didn't do nothing. He was cursed from the womb.
How can he punish Esau's nation when there was no nation when Esau lived? When Esau first came out, he wasn't a nation, he was by himself. So if God punished Esau, he said God punished Esau as a nation. There was no nation there, right? So now we know. So what he's trying to say is that God is now punishing Esau's descendants for what Esau did. That's what he's trying to say, right?
That's what it sounds like.
Now, can we read what Torah says on that? We can quiet him down, show him that you don't know the Bible. Let's get Deuteronomy 23. That's what he's trying to insinuate. Like Esau's descendants after him, they wasn't wicked. They get punished because Esau was wicked. So that's why we punishing his descendants, because he was wicked.
So how does that make Job a descendant of Esau, though?
I do not even know. We gonna play the rest of it. I want to get this pointed because that's what he's trying to say when that information is given there. He says he punished Esau as a nation. Which I don't. That sounds crazy. Actually, Deuteronomy 24 verse 16. Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 24 verse 16. Let me see, can I pull it up here so we can see it here. People that's looking, because I'm also streaming also on Club Deck as well I'm on my channel as well. So Josh can get both of them. He can choose either one he wants to look at through. So we're at Deuteronomy 24. We're gonna read verse 16. All right, who got that?
I got it. Deuteronomy 24, verse 16. The fathers shall not be put to death for the children. The fathers shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin.
See that? So now, how did God punish Esau as a nation? The only way you're trying to say God punished his descendants because of what Esau did, but the law says that's not how the Most High do it. Every man should be punished for his own sin. So that means Esau nation, his descendants after him, they were also wicked after him. It wasn't for what Esau did. Esau got his, but his descendants, they were also wicked, so they got theirs. That's actually what it was. Showing you that, Josh, come on, Josh, you know better than that, bro. Let me go back to the video. That's what you said, Josh. I'm playing. This is what you said. As a matter of fact, let me play it back so you can hear it real quick. This is what you said. We can hear it. I'm making stuff up.
So God punished Esau as a nation for the things that Esau was committing.
See that? Now you hear for yourself, Josh. You said that God punished Esau as a nation for the thing that Esau committed. That's what you said.
As a nation. This has no bearing at all on Job the individual. You can have righteous individuals among nations, and God can still turn around and destroy the whole nation. Case in point, Rahab the harlot.
What? Now, he said you can have righteous individuals among a nation, and God can turn around and destroy the whole nation. If God turned around and destroyed the whole nation, he would also have to include that a righteous person, because that's the whole nation. I mean, he didn't destroy the whole nation. He destroyed the majority of them, but left the righteous person within the nation. So he didn't destroy the whole nation. So what he's saying, that doesn't make any sense. So now he says, case in point, right? Case in point, he brings up Rahab, the harlot, right? Which to me is a bad example. That's a bad example to bring up, to say he trying to say that Rahab was righteous, right? Because he said God can save righteous. Let me play it back. This is what you said, Josh. Righteous individuals in a nation, right? That's what you said. Let's play back. You can hear what you said.
On Job, the individual. You can have righteous individuals among nations, and God can still turn around and destroy the whole nation. Case in point, Rahab the harlot.
Stop. Now, he's comparing righteous individual, and the case in point he's bringing up is Rahab. Now, was Rahab righteous? Is the question. That's the question. Was Rahab righteous according to the Bible? No, she wasn't. She was a harlot. She was is a harlot righteous? No, a harlot is not righteous. So how is
what I understand?
How was the case in point? Rahab is a harlot. She's not a righteous individual in her nation. She sleeps around.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That's just a bad analogy he's given of Rahab the harlot, because she's not a righteous individual in her nation.
It'd have been better out saying Lot.
Somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Besides Rahab. Let me finish playing it. Josh, come on, bro.
When Joshua destroyed Jericho, he took down everybody in Jericho. Rahab did not get destroyed, did she? She was the individual. That has no bearing on how God feels about the Canaanite city as a nation versus her as an individual. Same thing with Ruth.
Stop right there. Let's stop right there. Let's clarify the situation with Rahab, because he got it all wrong. Can we get Joshua? Because he trying to insinuate that she didn't die because she was righteous, which is a lie. That is not the reason why she was saved. Let's be clear. Joshua chapter 2. Who got?
God, I got it.
We gonna start at verse 1. Let me pull it up here so people can see it, so we can clear this up, because he given a wrong understanding of why Rahab was actually not put to death. Joshua chapter 2, we start at verse 1. Let's get the clarity here.
Come. Everybody there?
Come.
Joshua chapter 2 from the top. And Joshua, the son of Nun, sent out of Shittim 2 men to spy secretly, saying, Go, view the land, even Jericho. And they went and came into an harlot's house named Rahab and lodged there.
Right? So they came into a harlot's house. She isn't a righteous woman. Stop it. She's a whore. All right? They're not righteous. Go ahead.
And it was told to the king of Jericho, saying, Behold, there came men in hither tonight of the children of Israel to search out the country.
Go ahead.
And the king of Jericho sent unto Rahab, saying, Bring forth the men that are come to thee, which are entered into thine house, for they be come to search out all the country.
So it's funny. The king got word that these men were the Israelites. You can like you think they would be in disguise mode, but they still not. Them Israelites right there. They kind of stand out. Them Israelites. Go ahead.
And the woman took the 2 men and hid them, and said thus, there came men unto me, but I wist not whence they were.
So she's lying right here. I want to be clear because Josh trying to point out that she's righteous. She's lying right here. She hit him, but then she's saying, I don't know where they are. All right, let's be clear, Josh. Your analogy of bringing up Rahab is just bad. Just wrong all the way around. Go ahead.
And it came to pass about the time of shutting of the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. Whither the men went, I wot not. Pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them.
So she's saying that when the shutting came, the man left, and I don't know where they are. If you go and follow after them, you're going to catch them. Right? Go ahead.
But she had brought them up to the roof of the house, and hid them with the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order upon the roof.
Okay, go ahead.
And the men pursued after them the way to Jordan unto the fords. And as soon as they which pursued after them were gone out, they shut the gate. And before they were laid down, she came up unto them upon the roof.
So she came up to them later on that night. She came up to them to the roof. Go ahead.
And she said unto the men, I know that the Lord hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you.
So she said she know that the Lord has given this land unto you, and your terror is falling upon us. I mean, they're afraid. And all inhabitants of the land faint because of you. So everybody in the land is scared. They're weak. Go ahead.
Right, they tripping right now. Right.
Come. Go ahead.
For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you, when ye came out of Egypt, and what ye did unto 2 kings of the Amorites that were on the other side of Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly destroyed.
So she got the message. She said, we've heard how the Lord dried up the waters of the Red Sea for you when you came on it. How did she get that information? How did that get all the way back to her all the way when we were just coming out of Egypt? That shows you how these events get around to these other nations. These events, these other nations know actually happen. They have the records and recording. How does a harlot get? Because you would say the first person to get that information would be the king, right? Because the king has his messengers and travelers. They go around and they scour the land. So then that would come to the king first, but then it got to this harlot over here, right? So I'm saying that to say this is that these people are saying that the Exodus didn't happen and all this stuff is false and all that stuff. This harlot know it's true. Her people know it's true. It got to their people, and I'm sure these other nations have that event recorded in their records. But this so-called white man is suppressing and hiding those documentation to prove that the Exodus is actually happened. Because this woman know about it right here.
And plus, you don't get afraid. You don't become afraid of something that is non-existent. That makes no sense.
Cut. Right. Cut. All right. Go ahead.
Chapter 2, verse 11. And as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt. Neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you. For the Lord your God, he is God in heaven above and in the earth beneath.
Right. So they was done. They melted. They was afraid. Go ahead.
Now, therefore, I pray you, swear unto me by the Lord, since I have shewed you kindness, that ye will also shew kindness unto my father's house, and give me a true token.
So now she asked them to swear unto them by the Most High's name. She wanted them to swear unto her by the Most High's name. since she had showed them kindness by hiding them, that you will show kindness. It said not only not just to her, but to her father's house, and to give her a token, right? Some kind of pledge or some kind of proof, right? Go ahead.
And that ye will save alive my father and my mother and my brethren and my sisters and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death.
Go ahead.
And the men answered her, our life is yours. If ye utter not this, if Salakia, if ye utter not this our business, and it shall be, when the Lord hath given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with thee.
Right. So the man said to her, our life is yours if you utter not this business. So that's the swearing of the oath right there, right? And it seems that they swear this under the Most High's name, because that's what she asked for in verse 12.
Come.
Right? So our life is yours, meaning life for life. If we don't dive here and we get back to our nation, then what you said, that's what it is. Right? The swearing of under the Most High's name. If we alive, because our life is yours, meaning that it's in your power to kill us. But if we up and get away, what you said is gonna go down. Go ahead.
15. Then she let them down by a cord through the window, for her house was upon the town wall, and she dwelt upon the wall.
Go ahead.
And she said unto them, get you to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you, and hide yourselves there 3 days, until the pursuers be returned, and afterwards may ye go your way.
So she's telling them how to get away. Go ahead.
And the men said unto her, we will be blameless of this thine oath, which thou hast made us swear.
See, now we come confirmation here. So they did make she did make them swear. So they did swear under the Most High's name, right here. So we would be, and the men said unto her, we would be blameless of this thine oath, which thou hast made us to swear. So the man swear unto her under the Most High's name. Go ahead.
Behold, when we come unto the land, thou shalt bind this line of scarlet thread in the window, which thou didst let us down by. And thou shalt bring thy father and thy mother and thy brethren and all thy father's household unto thee.
Okay, stop right there. So they told him to put a red thread out your window. And that's how we're going to know that that's your house. And we're going to tell the men in the army not to kill nobody that's in that particular house. What does that red thread symbolize? Does anyone know?
Hebrew.
What else?
Blood.
The red thread representing the blood that was put upon the Israelite houses that the angel passed over.
Right.
The death angel, right? They put that lamb's blood on their house. That's that red thread. Same thing. So put that red thread there, and death's gonna pass over your house. That's what that red thread symbolizes there, right? A death being passed over. So that's the reason why her life was spared. Because why? She made an agreement with these two men that she saved their lives. You to save my family life. It wasn't because she was righteous. Let's be clear. And an opportunity presented herself to her, and she took advantage of the opportunity that presented itself to her. I think she was being wise. Personally, I think she was using wisdom, because remember, the Lord told Israel to kill everybody, right or wrong.
Right.
That would include her and her family, was what God wanted to happen.
That is correct.
So this isn't because she was righteous. God wanted her dead. But because she made them swear by the Most High, now they can't go back on their oath under the Most High's name. Cannot do that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And she was smart by making them swear on, because if they wouldn't swear in the Most High's name, they could be like, we ain't keeping that. Because God told us to kill you. We following our God. because they swear in the Most High name, they gotta now keep their oath, their swear. So I want to come up to show you this is why Rahab and her family was saved, because of the agreement, and they swore to her. That's why, not because she was righteous, Josh. So stop it, bro. Stop.
She was a straight whore.
Straight whore, and she was lying. But again,
and a liar.
Again, she was using wisdom now, because she knew that they were gonna die. She knew they was gonna die. So she used wisdom, said, wait a minute, it's an opportunity here for me to hide these men, because God gave them the land. The men are all afraid and scared. How can I get out of it? If I save their lives and hide them, then I can bargain with them to save our lives. She's straight up being wise. That's why Christ told us what? Be ye wise as serpents, harmless as doves. This is how I see Rahab operating here. She was being wise. That's what she was doing. Mm-hmm. Let me go back to the video now. We should clear that up. Now he's going to Ruth. He back up a little bit because he brings up Ruth.
That Canaanite city as a nation versus her as an individual. Same thing with Ruth. Ruth was a Moabite, but the Bible has a lot of negative stuff to say about Ruth. About the Moabite people. But yet the individual Ruth ended up becoming in the lineage of David, and even by further ethnic in the lineage of the Messiah. If you adhere to the New Testament, I don't know if you do or not. And as far as the indignation forever, this stems from a lack of understanding of the use of the Hebrew word forever. Because the forever really means forever, as you think it means. Then let's go to somewhere in the Old Testament. Let's go somewhere.
Okay, now, so he said that when it says the Lord hates them forever in Malachi chapter 1, verse 4, he's saying forever don't mean forever, right? He started out by saying you have Bible believers and Bible bearers. So I mean, someone that's a Bible believer believe what the Bible say once you put it in context, right? So I kept it in context, and now he's trying to say that part about forever doesn't mean that. So now he's going somewhere else now, and this is where it gets crazy.
Let's go to Amos. Let's go to Amos. Can you go there with me, bro?
You want to go to Amos, you said?
Yes, Amos chapter 9.
I want to really say Malachi because it didn't make any sense.
Well, you just saying it don't make any sense, but I just said that the individual function of a nation has no bearing on how God feels about a nation in general. For instance, do you agree that God destroyed Egypt in the Exodus? Do you agree with that? The Egyptians. Do you agree that he did?
He destroyed the land of Egypt.
Yes. Do you agree that he did that? And the Egyptians, by extension, the people. People died of Egypt.
But there were some Egyptians there. He destroyed the land, and some Egyptians were there. I know.
Okay. I didn't say he completely wiped them out. I didn't say he completely wiped them out. I was like, do you agree? But yet, doesn't the Bible tell you that a mixed multitude left with the children of Israel? And I can show you through Torah law that Egyptians were living among the Israelites, because there was an incident that happened between an Egyptian parent and a Hebrew Israelite parent that Moses had to deal with. Meaning they were living among them and they were intermingling. So you may say that just because God hated Esau, the nation, that would mean that Joseph is Israelite, because that means God would hate him. Not if Job, the individual, was a righteous man.
So now the point he's trying to make, first he's trying to go and say that God destroyed the Egyptians. And I said, no, he destroyed the land of Egypt. And there were still Egyptians left in the land after we left. He didn't kill all the people.
So clearly he couldn't have destroyed the Egyptians.
Then
they still here to this day.
Then when that didn't work, he tried to go and said there was some mixed multitude that came out with us. But again, his whole point is to say that there are righteous individuals among these other nations. And he started with Rahab. So Rahab failed. Then he went to Ruth. Ruth, he didn't show anything about Ruth being righteous neither. That failed. He didn't show that neither. Then he goes to these mixed multitude, and he still didn't show that they were righteous because the one that he brought up, he blasphemed God's name, and he had to be put to death. So he clearly that God was not righteous for him to curse God and blaspheme His name. So his point about them being righteous in these different nations is falling short with the examples he's bringing up. All right, let me continue.
Because now you're trying to teach that righteousness is something that is inherently, genetically encoded in you by your race. And the Bible does not teach it. The Bible don't teach it.
What it says in Malachi, it says that they shall build. Talking about the whole nation. That means every individual. They shall build, but I'm going to throw it down. What it says right
no, there will be no more nations. There will be no more nations. I'm not disagreeing with that. There will be no more nations. And now you're talking about the nations. This is what you're doing. Let me show you what you're doing. You asked about Job, the individual. Then you start bringing up points about the nation. And then when I show you that I agree that Esau as a nation would be destroyed and never surface again as a nation, I agree with that. But that is not the same thing as one or somebody fleeing from the wickedness that they would have suffered, the defeat and destruction that if they had maintained being wicked with that nation. I'm talking about an individual. What they're trying to do is take an individual and try to make what his nation did. That's why I gave that example way out. You had nothing to say about that. I gave the absolute, but you had nothing to say about that. You know that is a perfect example of individuals choosing to forsake the wickedness of their nation.
No, those are bad examples, brother. Both of them. Everything you brought up, those are all three bad examples.
And latch on to the righteousness of Israel. That's the same case with Job. I'm not denying that Esau as a nation was wicked, would be destroyed, and never built again. I'm not denying that. But you can't start off asking your question about an individual and then try to answer your own question showing how God talks about them as a nation.
Wait, he said he agreed that Edom as a nation is wicked. If Edom as a nation is wicked, would that include everybody in that nation? How you singling out one person? Is you said as a nation they wicked. That would say everybody in there is wicked. I didn't continue, bro. It made no sense.
You know, God made exceptions for individuals from nations if they came to the children of Israel. You know this. But let me show you what I want to take you to show you about the indignation forever, to show you that there will be a remnant.
He said God made exceptions for individuals that came to his nation, that came to the nation, is what he said. He made exceptions. So if God pronounced death on a nation, right, and an individual from that nation says they want to defect to the Israelites, then God is not going to kill that particular individual from the nation he decreed that he wants all of them dead. Where's the example of that at? He going to say Rahab. The only reason why Rahab stayed alive is because Rahab made them two spies swear under God's name. That's the only reason why she's alive, and she made an agreement with them for saving their life for life. That was the only reason. But there is no God. God didn't tell those two spies to make any agreement with that woman, right? It wasn't like God couldn't have sent the angel to protect those two men. Am I right or wrong? God could have sent the angel and got those men out of there if they would have just called on them and asked. But they went on their own and made an agreement with Rahab, the harlot, and then they have to honor it. That's all that was. That wasn't because she was righteous. Come on, let me continue here because he's gonna get a little crazy.
From Edom, this is Amos chapter 9. Let me get this out. I understand you do. I see what you're saying. You're basically saying, if Job was an Edomite and God hates Edom, then means God hates Job, and Job, therefore Job could have been an Edomite. It's real ABC, bro. I get you. You don't have to keep saying it over and over again. I get you. But let me show you that there is a lot of stuff you have to consider before you just take that ABC approach to this. There's a lot to this. But this is Amos chapter 9. When you get there, I want you to read verses 11 and 12. And I want you to break it down. I'm not even going to say nothing. I want you to break it down. Let me show you how clear the scripture is on stuff. Well, you don't even need my influence. You don't see it.
Now you heard he say he says he want me to break it down. Right? Remember what he said? You know what I'm saying? He want me to break it down. Watch what he do.
So go ahead and read that. Amos 9, 11 and 12.
Amos chapter 9, verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David and his throne, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. Verse 12. That they may possess the remnant of Edom, and of all the heathen which are called by my name, saith the Lord, that doeth this.
What does it mean called by the Lord's name?
The Lord Israel. The Lord put his name on
I know that's the actual, you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong, you're right. That's the actual label. But what does it mean to be called by God's name in a literal sense? You're right, the name is Israel. You're right. I'm not taking that away, I'm agreeing with you. But what does it mean to be called by the Lord's name according to the scripture? What is the implication? What does it imply?
That means that you belong to him.
That means you belong to him. Exactly what I was looking for. You can enlist among these people that will belong to the Lord.
You talking about what it says in all the remnant of Edom? Is that what you're saying?
He said that they may possess the remnant of Edom, the tabernacle of David, which possess the remnant of Edom. What does it mean in the Bible when they talk about the remnant of the people? You read about, you an Israelite, you know what it means when they talk about the remnant of Israel. What does it mean when they say the remnant of Israel? What does it mean? So who would be the remnant of Edom?
Okay. Now, I got
No. We're not doing it.
See, he told me to break it down, right? So I'm going to break it down to him now, and he's cutting me off. Remember, he said I want you to break it.
Answer.
He don't want
to hear you.
He don't want to hear the answer to that. See, that's what he do.
Before we proceed, what would that mean?
Well, I just said,
don't try to make it mean something different. Don't try to make it mean something different when you get to a different people. What does it mean when it says, let's answer the question. You just answer all the questions correctly, so I know you see it. So don't start backpedaling and playing games with me, brother. What does it mean when it says,
I told you what it meant already. The remnant
for Edom. So what does it mean, the remnant of Edom? What does that mean when it says remnant of Edom? What does that mean?
Before I answer the question, okay?
We're getting stipulations before we ask the questions. Now, see, these type of games that I'm talking about.
What games? You told me to break it down. I'm saying now he's asking me about Edom. Remember, I'm supposed to break down chapter verse 11 and 12, right? He's harping on verse 12 where it says the remnant of Edom. So I'm like, wait a minute, right? So let me say this before I go answer the question. I'm trying to set it up now so I can answer the question. He's telling me I'm playing games.
That people like to play. He asked me a question. I'm on a hot seat. I'm trying my best to deal with him. I'm answering all the questions. I'm not putting on stipulations. I'm answering. I took them right to the script that he took me to, broke them all down. I didn't go nowhere before we dealt with what he presented. Then when I move on, the brother is successfully understanding everything I'm saying. He knows what all this means. I even asked him, what does it mean to be called by the Lord's name? He correctly said it means you belong to him. I said, what does it mean to be a remnant of Israel? He said, the few remaining. So it means the same thing here, and because he can see that means there's going to be a remnant of Edom, a small remaining of Edom that will belong to the Lord. Now you want to say, you want to start back to them and stuttering, now you want to start putting stipulations on answers. I don't want to talk to him no more time. If you start doing this, the conversation is over. Because honesty and integrity have gone out the window.
See? So he tells Sal, I want to talk to him no more. He said, because honesty and integrity has went out the window, and he has not even heard my answer.
God, see, and that's that. I was just thinking, I heard him, man. Listen, I don't think this brother. That's not a debate. A debate is not when you overtalk somebody. A debate is when you ask a question and you let the other person answer, and then you rebuttal, or vice versa. You didn't even get a chance to rebuttal because he want to overtalk you, man. feminine. That's feminist, man. That's what females do. And I don't mean no disrespect to you, brother Josh, but brother, that's exactly what females do, bro. That's what you do when you argue with your woman, bro. You let your woman try to out loud you, bro. That you're out loud in this man. You're not even letting this man get a chance to talk, bro. That's why he don't want to debate you.
Con, I mean, and he told me to break it down. So I mean, let me break it down. You said so, right? So now that we here, let me give the understanding because like he's listening. You know what I'm saying? And I know we heard the answer before. See, he know what I was gonna do. I think I'm not for sure, but I think he know what I was gonna do, and he didn't want me to answer. So he's quoting Amos chapter 9, verse 12. But this is also quoted by the Lord's brother. All right, I want to get where the Lord's brother quotes this verse here. Can we get Acts chapter 15? Tazawar, are you there? Or is he gone? Okay, he stepped away for a second. I want to get right to the point. Acts chapter 15 and you know what? Let's read up a little bit. Acts chapter 15, let's get verse 13.
Acts chapter 15, verse 13. And after they had held their peace, James answered, saying, Men and brethren, hearken unto me.
So this James is the Lord's brother. He's the head of the church. Go ahead.
Come. Simeon hath declared how God at the first did visit the Gentiles to take out of them a people for his name.
And that started with Abraham, right? God went and told Abraham, and it says a people for his name. Go ahead.
And to this agree the word of the prophets, as it is written, after this I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down, and I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up, that the residue of men might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, right, saith the Lord.
God. So when we go ahead, finish it off.
Who doeth all these things?
God. So verse 17 is Amos chapter 9, verse 12. When James is quoting it here, he says the residue of men. It doesn't say the remnant of Edom. This says men here. James is quoting it, right? Because the word there for men is Adam, and Adam is close to Edom, right? There's only one letter, so you can get it. You can in this Assyrian script, you can you can look at Adam and thinking it's Edom, and vice versa, because they're so close together. And I'm going to explain to him and say, when James is quoting it here, and we have it here, James is saying it's Adam, it's men. It's not Edom. The residue of men, not the residue of Edom. I was going to try to explain to him and show him where James quotes it at. And I'm telling him, James is quoting from a manuscript that goes back to his date. What we have today is called a Masoretic manuscript that dates back to 900 AD. What James quoting goes back to BC. So I'm saying what originally James is quoting don't say Edom, it actually says men. It says Adam. That's why I said, let me say this first. I was going to try to come here and show him what James said first, but he changing things up. He's switching things up. No. It does not originally say Edom. It says men. That's actually what it actually really says. Right? And how I know this, because we're going to come to the book of, let's get one more of Obadiah. We're going to finish this video up. This video is actually finished because he told Sally he want me to talk no more, and he told Sally to boot me off. I couldn't even come in and say something. So then the people in the comment section was like, Josh is wrong for not letting me speak. You know what I'm saying? He's afraid to let me talk. So how am I trash? How am I trash, Josh? If you told me to break it down, I'm gonna go in to go ahead and give the understanding, the breakdown, as you calling it. But you telling me I'm making stipulation. No, all I said was before I answer, I was gonna go to the book of Acts. And it's really where James was quoting it first and tell you that James is saying that it's men and not Edom. That's what I was getting ready to say before you said I was trying to stipulate something. No, I wasn't. I was going to prove to you that don't say Edom there, because you're misunderstanding. You think that's Edom there. That's not Edom there. That's where you're wrong at. And I was going to go into that Assyrian Hebrew and show you that the scribes kind of got it wrong. That it's not Edom, it's Adam. I was going to show you that too. But
that's what I gotta get. I gotta get a Septuagint, a Septu. How you say that? One of them Bibles, the Greek Bible, and I gotta get my Hebrew Bible.
Yeah, Septuagint.
Septuagint. Yeah, I gotta get one of them.
Yeah. So we got Obadiah.
Come.
Let me get right to the point so we can stop this, because this is how you know that I can't be speaking of how can it be a remnant of Edom when Obadiah says this? Obadiah chapter 1, let's get verse 18.
Obadiah chapter 1. Well, Obadiah verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it.
There it is. So how can they be a remnant if the Lord said they shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau? Any remaining will be a remnant. The Lord said there ain't going to be no remnant of them.
None.
And the Lord has spoken it. So in Amos, there can't be a remnant of Edom there. Can't be. Because the Lord said there won't be a remnant of Edom. This is where I was going to show Josh. I was going to show you this, brother. This says right here, remaining. That's remnant.
And if you didn't know, Obadiah is right after Amos.
God. Showing you, so you can't be telling me Amos is saying it's remnant of Edom, but then Obadiah is saying there's going to be none of them left. That can't be correct. That's a contradiction between two prophets of the Lord. So Amos got to be saying something different, and that's how I showed it to you that James is quoting it, and it's not Edom, it's men. That's the proof, you know, right there, because the Lord's brother quotes it, and it doesn't say Edom there. Now, if James would have quoted it and it says Edom there, you might have had a point. But clearly James is quoting it and it doesn't say Edom. So, let me finish playing the video. I think it's finished.
All the brother had to say was if it says that he would possess a remnant of Edom, then it would have to mean the same thing it always means when it says remnant of Israel, which means a small amount of them, and it said they would be called by his name, which he also correctly said that would mean they would belong to him. So I don't want to talk to him anymore now, because when I see stuff like this, I want to end the conversation, because now the brother wants to put stipulation down before he answers the question. Well, before I answer this question, no, that's all we need to
I couldn't even, he didn't even hear the stipulation if there was going to be one. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? At least hear the stipulation, then you can comment on it and say, well, the stipulation is over the edge, it's crazy, I can't do that. That's a good stipulation. If I was going to do that, I wasn't even going to do that. So you cut me up before I even mentioned whatever I was going to say. Stipulation, how you know it's going to be a stipulation? How would you know that? You know, you're not psychic. So, man, I think we've been on for about 2.5 hours, man. Let me stop sharing. We can stop it there. I think I covered everything I needed to cover with this brother, man.
Man, I think he like hearing himself, bro. He like talking to himself or something, bro.
He does. He does like talking to himself. But I just wanted to respond briefly to what he did. And I showed my videos, Josh, that how you made yourself look bad. You said you made me look bad on Debate Talk for You, at least a couple of times, a few times, as you said. So now I'm gonna wait for your response video. Right, you shoot me a link. You see the scrolling underneath the name right here. My email is right here underneath. You can see the video. My email is there. You can shoot me the link, email me the link to the video that you do to respond to show me how you made me look better on debate talk for you a few times, as I showed that you made yourself look better on debate talk for you a few times.
We don't even gotta look for no videos. All them sisters that's following you, brother. How about the sisters just seeing how cowardly you are by sending an email or a text message or however you got with Gabar, and you said that you didn't want to debate anybody or that you would debate anybody, but how Brother Amaya just showed the whole world how you don't want to debate Amaya.
God.
That's cowardism. So are you sisters that's following him? That should show you something right there. Like the whole time he was explaining his woman's or prophetess, and he was telling you that he's gonna spell the words out for y'all, and he didn't do that.
God, he's right.
Come on, that's cowardism. Now, brother, you said you with it, brother. Come on with the smoke.
Come on with the smoke, brother. I want the smoke. Let's go. Bring it on. You said, though, anybody want to debate it. I played the clip. Anybody, you said. I answered your challenge of anybody, and then now you're running. And you claiming that I'm trash. I'm waiting for your proof, your evidence that I'm a trash debater and that you made me look 2 times on debate talk for you. Those were your words, and the Bible say, prove all things.
Prove all things.
That's what it says. I prove in my stuff. I'll show you my proof. We're gonna wait for yours. Now, if you don't produce no proof, Josh, that means you are a liar. When you say you made me look bad, you were lying. Because you don't have no proof.
False witness, sisters. That's what he did, was bear false witness.
That's what he did.
The man that you guys are listening to. Sisters, don't be ignorant. I'm not gonna call you stupid like he did. Don't be ignorant. Don't follow that man.
He's bearing false witness again, and he, remember, he's the one that said, "Do anybody want to debate it?" That's what he said.
And as soon as somebody stepped up to him, he said, "No, man. Tell him to kick rocks. He's garbage." That makes no sense, brother. If this man is that garbage, then you should be able to easily debate him, not talk over him. Debate him.
You should beat me with ease. I mean, if I'm so garbage, listen, if someone was so garbage and they challenge me, I'm gonna take it on and show him how he is garbage. Then I would say, but I told you he was garbage, bro. See, I proved it.
But that's what men do. Real men accept the challenge.
Facts. So with that, bro, we're gonna bring the video to an end. I doubt if you answer, Josh. I'm giving you my honest opinion. I doubt if you answer. If you do, I would love to hear it. But with that, I got to give all praises to the Most High. Bashim Mashiach Yahawashi. I want to thank the Most High in Christ for their knowledge, wisdom, understanding, patience with myself, the entire nation of Israel. I hope he continue to show us love and patience with us. We're trying to get this thing right and keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. We're going to continue to push Hamashiach Yahawashi, the fruits of the Spirit, and defend the gospel, as our brother Jude has in his letter, of to defend the faith that was once delivered to the saints. With that, I'm going to turn it over to my brother Emmanuel to get some closing comments. Emmanuel?
I want to say Shabbat Shalom to all my brothers and sisters. Brother Josh, Shabbat Shalom to you as well, brother. Barak Atah to you. I hope you accept the challenge, man. I hope you quit being scared and I don't want to debate him and all that, man, all that back talk, man. Don't backtrack, man. Keep it gangster. And with that being said, Shabbat Shalom, Brother Amayan. I'll see you later on this afternoon. And that's all I got to really say.
Say Shabbat Shalom to everyone too as well that's going to listen to this class. Shabbat Shalom to Josh and the entire ABT. You know what I'm saying? We don't move like that, bro. We're just trying to get down.
The whole ABT. I didn't know what his movement was, but I wanted to say Shabbat Shalom to Brother Josh as well, man. All I'm saying is, brother, come on with it, man. Show you click that you with it, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, because over here, bro, we able to correction. We not stuck on stupid over here. If we're wrong, you should be wrong plainly and straight. We can admit that we're wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's how we move over here. So if we wrong at anything we said or put out, you can definitely respond and show that we wrong and we what we said or we put out, and we gonna acquiesce to that. You was right. That's how we moving. You know what I'm saying? We moving according to the Most High Christ Spirit. So when we wrong, we say we wrong. We right, then we right, brother. Come on. All right, that's really it right there, Josh. Again, man, this is again for me, Josh. This is nothing personal. I think for you, you might be taking this personal, but this is information because I don't know you personally as a brother. I've never met you. You never met me. This is strictly information to me. You know, wherever you are in the country, that's where you are. But I have to defend the word of God, bro. And you was not representing the word of God with that lesson that you brought out, what the women can teach, preach, and lead. That was not representing the word of God. So I had to address that and bring the correction in that because that wasn't correct. And that's basically all it is. It's just information, bro. Personally, it isn't personal for me. I want to be clear. Because again, I don't know you personally, so how can it be personal for me when I don't know you personally? You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it to the information, bro. But again, I mean, you bring up a challenge, I'm taking on your challenge, Doc. It's as simple as that. That's all it is, man. And it's going to just be that with me. It ain't going to be nothing else above that or beyond that. It's only going to be information, and that's where it ends with me, bro. Again, you know what I'm saying, bro? I wish you the best, you know, and the entire ABT, bro. Just get the doctrine correct. Because you can read Galatians chapter 5, verse 19, and Paul brings up that heresies, false doctrine can eliminate you or will eliminate you from the kingdom of God.
Kingdom of God, come.
False doctrine will eliminate you from the kingdom of God. And so me doing this class is partly me showing you that, hey, that doctrine is not correct. And if you continue to push it on people, you jeopardizing your entrance into the kingdom. So again, that's information. I guess you don't take it how you take it, man. You might see it differently. You might think I'm trying to attack you, but that's not. This information, bro. So with that, we're going to keep it in close. Shabbat Shalom to the true church of the first one of my brothers out there listed this class. Shabbat Shalom to you brothers. Brother Izar, Brother Yabana, Ala Nathania, Taz of War, Yeshaya, Tony, you know what I'm saying? All the brothers, man. All right?
Come.
All the brothers. With that, we can close it down. I'm going to say Shabbat Shalom to everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, out.
All right, about to end the broadcast. Let me cut it off on the StreamYard. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. I didn't know you was on, man. Oh, you must have been gone. Izar, you there? You gone? Can't hear you if you're talking. Got you stepped away, brother. All right, Izar, I'm about to shut it down here on the club deck, brother. Trying to talk to you. I'm sure you're not responding. You must have stepped away from your mic or something. You're busy. But Shabbat Shalom, Mark, that I thought for coming on, supporting, brother. We can close it out now, though. So I'll see you tomorrow. Most I willing on the Shabbat. All right, Doc. We close it out. You come back on and I'm not here, just go ahead and close it out.
Oh man, I was trying to find out how to get. You almost closed it down. I was talking. I couldn't figure out how to get this microphone off. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good show, man. I like that. That was hot. That was good.
Man.
Hey, man, that was good. I like that. I kept going through these radio zones where it kept cutting me off and cutting me off, so I have to go somewhere so I can cut it back on. Hey, man, y'all ripped Josh a new one. That was good. That was, man, A plus. I loved it. Khan. I'll see you at Shabbat tomorrow.
Khan.
I mean, in the morning. Well, what time is it? Yeah. All right. All right. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.